Buy when there's blood in the streets. Even if it's your blood, you have to keep buying. You know, that's an old saying, buy when there's blood in the streets. Well, there's blood in the streets because of this coronavirus scare, crisis, whatever you want to call it. There's definitely blood in the streets, but a lot of people will be scared to buy in moments like this. But this is the exact type of stock market where a serious investor wants to do his or her most aggressive buying. Now, everybody knows about Warren Buffett. He says, be fearful when others are greedy and be greedy when the masses are fearful. Well, the masses are fearful right now. This is the time to be greedy because prices are super low. We're down 30% from the high. Now, I'm not saying this is the bottom. Nobody can predict the exact bottom, but we're getting very close. I see a bottom starting to form. It's getting close. Maybe not there exactly yet, but it's getting close. So what does a serious investor do? They just nibble a little here, a little there, 1 week, next week. Just dollar cost average in at low prices. JP Morgan Chase, an analyst from there, came out with an article today that 8 months from now, late 2020 or early 2021, we could be looking at the stock market back to record highs or above. Okay? So we have to have a long-term vision when it comes to investing. We don't invest for the way things look now. We invest for the way things are going to look in the future. So look in your crystal ball. Look into the future. Do you see that the world has beaten this coronavirus crisis? Have we overcome? Will we have overcome the coronavirus health scare 8 months from now? And personally, I say yes. I think it'll be done in 1 or 2 months from now, in my opinion. I like the measures that the government has taken. I mean, they've taken extreme measures. It's not leaving any type of worry that this thing is going to spread. I mean, the whole world is isolating itself. So how can it spread more? I mean, there may be some more cases because more people are going to get tested, but I don't see this thing surviving much, much longer. I see America coming out as winners. You look at the economy, the way it was in January, right before the coronavirus really took hold of America. We had the best economic statistics in 50 years. Record low unemployment, record high housing sales, home demand. The economy was rocking and rolling on all cylinders. Record holiday sales for Amazon. On all cylinders, the economy was firing. So in my viewpoint, just using logic, as soon as this corona thing is conquered, America and the rest of the world will get right back on track to having a good economy. Housing demand will go back. Consumer shopping demand will go back. People will start going back to sporting events. Corporate conferences will be held. Hotel stocks will go back up. Cruise lines. Yeah, people will go cruising again in the future. I don't believe cruising is dead. So what I'm looking at for me, I'm buying cruise stocks, hotel stocks, um, big blue chip stocks like the Pepsi's, Procter and Gamble's, McDonald's, all off 30, 40%. These big brand name blue chip stocks, Fortune 500 stocks. Some of them been around over 100 years. They've been through all kind of pandemics, world wars, et cetera, all kind of recessions and tragedies. The world will not end. These big blue chip companies will make it through. Pretty much everything across the board is on discount. The most quality companies you can think of. So I recommend everybody do your own research. What are the best companies that you could invest in that you've been watching, that you know will bounce back once the world becomes normal again? People are still gonna want to go to restaurants. Restaurant stocks are 70% off on discount. I just picked up some McDonald's stock. They're only going to keep the restaurants closed for a few weeks. Then the money's going to start rolling back in. Stocks are going to go higher. This is could be the biggest stock market rally of all time later on in the year. I mean, the biggest relief rally in history. The stock market is going to roar back so loud. That's my prediction. Now I know there's a lot of people scared, there's a lot of people hurting. Almost everybody's portfolio is down right now. But that's just on paper. Don't pay attention to that. Pay attention to 7, 8, 9 months into the future. If you keep investing or you just hold on to what you got, hold on to what you have, everybody's portfolio will be looking healthy again in the future. You have to use reverse psychology. When you watch the news, they want to scare you, make you want to sell, make you want to take losses. And sure, yeah, if you got some bad companies, you may want to rebalance into some better companies, reallocate the money into more quality companies. But just leaving the stock market completely, what else you gonna do with your money? Put it under the mattress? And that's a risk too, because now you're not gaining any interest. Your money can't grow under the mattress. Money can't grow in your checking account. There's no such thing as risk free. We have to let our money grow. And right now, 2020, just like in 2008, in 1999, 1987, and so on, 1939 depression, those were the best opportunities to plant your financial seeds and let them flourish. That's what Sir John Templeton did in 1939 during the Great Depression. He bought up all the cheapest stocks he could find. He was a contrarian. And later on, the market bounced back, bounced out of that Great Depression, and he was a very, very rich man. He became a billionaire. Look him up if you don't know who Sir John Templeton is. Everyone talks about Warren Buffett, yeah, and that's cool. But Sir John Templeton is that one of those like low key forgotten about, you don't hear a lot about in the media, billionaire investors. He was called one of the best stock pickers of all time. Look, you have to have facts over fear. Doctors have said time and time again, 99.999% of people will not die from the coronavirus, even if they catch it. It's not that deadly as the news exaggerates it to be. The news media is not highlighting all of the people who had it and recovered just fine to have normal health again. That's not newsworthy, so they don't talk about that. But there's hundreds of thousands of people who have recovered. Okay? So just have the facts over the fear. If you're a dividend investor and stocks go down like this, yeah, it's not fun to see your capital go down on the stock ticker. But when you think about what are you investing for as a dividend investor, you're investing for the dividend check, the cash flow, the income. If you're in a great blue chip company like a Coca-Cola or a Procter and Gamble, that's not going to affect your dividend. Johnson and Johnson is not going to cut their dividend because of the coronavirus. If anything, it's going to go higher every year, like it has been for the last 100 years. And so when a stock goes down, you're a dividend investor, you invest more at a lower price, your dividend check gets bigger. So you have to look at it logically, from a logical point of view, not a fear-based point of view. And if you're a growth investor in a growth stock that doesn't pay dividends, if you really done your research, you believe in that stock, you just buy more of it. And now you own it at a lower price. If you're an index fund investor, you know for sure that the index, the S&P 500, NASDAQ, etc., are going to keep going up over the long term. So this is just your chance to take a break and watch your shares go up as you buy more at lower prices. Lower your cost basis. It's almost like a short-term gift. Here's a lower price for you to buy more with less money and watch it flourish higher 8, 9, 10, 12 months from now. What you do today is going to seriously affect where you will be financially, how much richer you will be in the future. What you do in this moment. So remember, think long term, think into the future, and never ever give up on getting rich.